Hi, this is Christy with Cultivating Calm, here to bring you steps 7 and 8 in our 10-step process of walking through depression. Okay, so sometimes being in this dark cave cannot be easy. You have just pivoted, you've switched, you've started to walk forward into the new. You've started to also acknowledge or being like, okay, I'm going to be able to walk through this. It's scary, but I got this. And so I want you just to stop, take a look back, and just realize all of the wonderful things that you've accomplished and you've done to get you to where you are. So sometimes when we are ready to move forward, we don't spend enough time really acknowledging all of the places that we came from. So sometimes it's going back to remember, wow, I was so stuck, I couldn't move at all. And I took these few steps into going forward. And that's really so important. I want you to know that you are strong enough, you are powerful enough, you are able to do whatever you want to do. And sometimes the trauma, the pain, the grief, it will hold us into a spot where we don't feel. Sometimes it's really just an illusion of fear that we can't move forward, but you have got this. You got all the tools that you need. So I want you just to take a moment and really reflect back on where you came from, because that is so much. It's such an important step in the healing process, is really acknowledging and knowing that you are amazing and powerful. You know, I like to help the people I help and people I work with. Sometimes I like to just have them imagine that you're really wanting to acknowledge all of this, all of the steps and the journey for somebody in your life. Now, if this was your daughter, if this was your sister, if this was your husband, if this was your friend, if this was your mom, and they were walking through these things, would it be like, okay, that you're saying, yeah, but you could have done this, this, and this? You would encourage them and say, that's pretty amazing. You were at a place where you were literally frozen and you walked through it. You started something new. You stepped forward. You tried, right? So all of those pieces, you were able to like go really deep within and release whatever you're needing to release. So I want you to, if you can't give grace to yourself, imagine what you would say to your best friend, to your boyfriend, to your grandparent, to your child, all of those people that you love unconditionally. I want you to just think about how you would say it to them. And then I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to say it to you. Now, some people feel like, oh, that's really corny. I'm going to look in the mirror. But listen, there's something that happens when we look at ourselves straight in the eye and we say, you are worthy. You are strong. You are powerful. I am so proud of you for walking forward. I'm so proud of you for taking that next step. Okay, so that's number 7. Number 8, I want you to think about giving yourself grace when we start to walk forward and there's different parts of our traumas, our grief that triggers us, and we react. And then when we react, we go straight into guilt or shame because we're like, I thought I was over this and now I'm not over it, right? I want you to think about it this way. Just because we're triggered by something, it doesn't mean that all of the healing, all of the journey didn't matter. It means that it's showing us something else that we need to look into, okay? And so actually it's a tool to help us. And I want you to think about this. If you think about like the tree roots, right? So they're building upon steps. And if we heal one level. It's just going to come to the next level where we need to heal. That doesn't mean that all the healing that you had here didn't matter. So, the biggest point of 7 and 8 steps is acknowledging what you're doing, understanding that there may be some triggers where you feel like I took 3 steps back. I barely had 4 steps out. Okay? Giving yourself grace and saying, you got this. You did this. And understanding that grace is going to go a far way. And I want you to write down all the achievements that you've had to get out of this state that you're currently in. Because when we do that, we start to acknowledge that, oh, even though I had like a setback, I still have come really far. You know, I started to be really negative on myself, but today was one day that I was negative on myself, and it wasn't 2 months. I want you to think about where you came from. That you came from the stuck place that you were in, the sadness, the grief, that we felt like we were drowning in it, and you started to walk forward. It's really important that we acknowledge all that we do, because within our acknowledgement, within all of the grace, is really our power of to say, oh my gosh, I did do really great. You know what? Today I did good. I helped somebody and I wasn't drowning in my own stuff, that I didn't notice the people around me were having issues too. And it's okay. I want you to always know that it's okay to acknowledge what you need. And that wasn't what that statement was about. But sometimes when we have a firm footing, we're able to see that someone around us maybe even needs a smile. They may need you to hold the door open for them, or just be kind. Even in the times where we have different views, it's okay to say, you know what, I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to blow it out, and I'm going to hope and just help those around me calm down and stay in a calm state, because it can be heavy, it can be a lot. And know that you have the tools, the grace, the kindness, and the love to be able to move forward, and that you got this. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.